This is my 2011 BMW 535i xDrive. I call it my $1,000 BMW F10 for short. In my previous episodes, we rebuilt the engine, put it back in, and went for our first drive. In this episode, we're gonna detail it. The previous owners destroyed this interior by smoking in it, leaving their empty energy drinks and pop cans on the floor. Every button sticks, including the center console, making it hard to open or impossible to close because the button gets stuck down. The headliner has something all over it. I'm hoping we can get it out. The engine bay is dusty, but we're gonna try to save it all. Besides the interior being destroyed, the paint isn't too bad, but we have a broken fog light. The trunk almost knocks you out when you open it. We have this amazing wheel gap where I almost fit my entire head inside. And at the same time that we're doing this detail, we're gonna be fixing all of these issues. The fog light, the trunk won't knock me out, and we just got a little bit of a drop here with some factory BMW M Sport springs. For the detail, we're gonna be starting on the inside of the car. To give myself some room and to make this go a little bit faster, let's pull out our front and back seats. Back seat's out. There's our front seat. Well, after taking the back seat out, I can see that the worst is yet to come. We have a foam dart for like a Nerf gun. We have 2 lighters, 1, 2. We have a lit cigarette that he must have dropped, and it's just caked everywhere. I mean, at least I got like $1 and change. And the passenger side is no better. We have the same story. Some cigarettes under the seat, more trash, and just straight gross, just everything. Guys, I hate to say it, but the passenger side even has a mouse problem. Look it. What an odd toy. I don't know who would, how do you even play with this? Let's get started with the front driver's seat. Looks like we can add $1.15 to our budget. You guys think this is still smokable? You think? What do you think? Touch everything, no gloves, guys. What do you think about that? You thought the first video was bad with no gloves. Now I'm taking candy corn out of carpet. Glove free. You know, after just a vacuum, it's really not bad. Obviously, vacuuming did okay until you look a little closer and you remember that, oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Good and bad news. Bad news first. My footage of cleaning the center console is awful. The good news, the center console itself is fantastic. Our little storage container here turned out amazing, and it actually closes and opens. Again, my biggest worry was having to take all of these buttons out, but everything is clicking and operating fantastically. I even cleaned our ashtray, which we definitely know was used in this car. Next up, we just gotta clean all of these buttons. This is all cleaning up way better than I thought it would, to be honest. I mean, all of these buttons don't stick at all now. Wonderful. All right, let's see what we can do with this headliner here. All right, pretty good before and after on this section. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the before and after on the headliner. It's amazing how well this car is cleaning up. I really didn't know what was gonna come out and what was gonna stay. Okay, dash is clean, center console is clean, headliner is clean. Time to clean the carpets. Starting on the passenger side over here. All right, let's see how this Bissell does. We have our first full dirty water tank, and it's definitely dirty. So I'm gonna go empty this and we'll continue. Another amazing before and after on the driver's side. Okay, we didn't vacuum these inside the car, so here we go. know, this little Bissell's kicking butt. A nice before and after on the front passenger floor mat. Next up, the driver's side. Our second load of dirty water. So I'm going to dump this and refill. Okay, driver's side front floor mat. Pretty good, much better than before. On to the back ones. All right, passenger back complete. Onto the last floor mat. And the last before and after on the floor mats. Time to clean the trunk. Here's another before and after, this time with the trunk. All right, let's go ahead and tackle the engine bay. Battery died, had to replace it, so the camera might be in a little bit of a different position. Sorry. Battery dying ruined my perfect shots. How dare it. Okay, I'd say that's a pretty successful engine bay detail. A nice before and after. All right, it's time to wash this thing down. Before we cut and polish, I will be clay barring the car. Well, I've done like a quarter of the hood so far and really not much coming off. So that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm kind of eating my words. At the beginning of the video, I said the paint isn't too bad. I shouldn't have said that before I actually washed it, because after washing it, we revealed some pretty deep scratches and nicks. These ones here are on the hood. This is on the passenger door. And we have these series of scratches on the trunk. The clay bar did its job and removed all the contaminants. It's definitely smooth to the touch. All right, let's see what we can do with these scratches on the trunk. Well, I would say that helped a lot. There are still some visible scratches that are unfortunately deeper than we want them to be, but it looks much better. Next up, we have a ceramic spray. Let's see how well this does. As you can see from the reflection in the hood, my sealing is very clearly visible. I'd say the buffing and the ceramic spray is doing its job. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the car. With our detail finally complete, we are actually not finished. All of those issues I mentioned at the beginning of the video need to be fixed. Starting with this one. This nice trunk we just cleaned, we can disassemble again. With our old broken ones out, we can put our new ones in. Whew. And our new ones on. All right, and that is a clean and operating trunk. Next up, fog light. The fog light's an easy one on this vehicle. You just pop off this grill. Fog light itself is only 2 bolts. Unplug, plug the new one in. 2 bolts back in. Pop the grill back in. And then all you have to do is wipe up your blood because you cut yourself on the broken glass of the old fog light. Next up, a really easy one. The key fob battery's dead. If you look, that doesn't do nothings. So I just pop the key out, use the key to pry the back off, put a battery in, and now the key fob still doesn't work. I guess I need a new key fob. And last but not least, time to fix this gap. So to put these on the car, it's as simple as raising it, wheels off, struts off, old springs off, new springs on, struts back in, wheels back in, back on the ground. Step 1, chalk the wheel. Step 2, raise the car. Step 3, take off the wheels. What step are we on? I don't know, you just take off the strut. Step 4, I think. And just like that, in a whopping 5 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, we got our struts out of the car and our lowering springs on. Now, in the next 5 to 10 seconds, they're gonna be on the car. Watch this. And just like I said, we went from a whole fist of wheel gap. You remember at the beginning, a whole fist of wheel gap. Now 2 fingers. That's much better. I won't look like a monster truck anymore. And just like that, in one video, we went from a vehicle that was destroyed and that would almost knock you out, and it looked like a monster truck, to a vehicle that has a normal daily driver fitment, and I won't get some sort of STD from sitting in it. For those of you joining for the first time, if you like the mechanical side of things, that's what I do most of the time. I bought this vehicle for $1,000 with a blown up engine. We pulled it out, we rebuilt the engine, threw it back in, and before I could even get a mile on it, I was already romping on it, and it takes the abuse. We're good to go. In the next video, you won't want to miss it. I'm going to spend $2,000 to gain 100 horsepower, and we'll do some draggy before and after times to see what $2,000 can get you on a BMW with an N55 engine. Subscribe, like, comment, all the things. It helps me more than you know, and you'll get to see our next performance video on the BMW. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.